Hello, it's me again, and I have in front of us the Crazy 4x4 series. Now, I've done a tutorial before on the Crazy 4x4s, version 1, version 2, and version 3, but I always thought that the solves of them seemed strangely esoteric. Kind of overly complicated, perhaps, to get all of these little center areas in here lined up. So after coming off the heels of the real 5x5, I decided to do these as they actually are, which are a real 4x4. So that's what these are. These are mass-produced real 4x4s. And the good thing about this, after having done the real 5x5 tutorial, one of the common laments that I got was that it's expensive and it's hard to afford, even though it can be bought. But these are puzzles you can all buy, all of these different versions here. But I figured, why not try to solve these exactly like I did with the real 5x5 with the same strategy? Is it possible to do that? So that's what I'm going to show today. So this turns into an alternate tutorial on how to solve these puzzles, but in a way that I think is a lot simpler. Well, first off, with this puzzle, it's exactly like this. So there's really no need to get much more into this. It's a neat little puzzle. But basically, what the type 1, type 2, and type 3 mean is that you've got the circle that's right in the center, that's embedded in the center, where you have 4x4 centerpieces that are available. Here you've got the centers extending a little bit outwards to where the circle cuts into the edges here, and here it cuts a little further, leaving these areas over here as well. So if I were to solve this as a real 4x4, what's meant by a real 4x4? Well, a real 4x4 is where the hidden puzzles within the puzzles are revealed. So basically, with something like this, just like the real 5x5 had a 1x1, a 3x3, and a 5x5, all revealed that can be solved independently, so too, this has a 2x2 inside of it, around which you have a 4x4. So it's two puzzles in one. So when you look at this, this is just like solving a 2x2 and a 4x4. So what's fun about this puzzle is that you get two puzzles in one. You get your 2x2 and your 4x4. What that means is that this inner puzzle here has just 8 pieces, just like a 2x2. So this piece, and this piece are really the same pieces. You actually never separate them from each other. So this red, blue, and white is equivalent to this red, blue, and white. So basically the 2x2 is here, and this is solved exactly like a 2x2. The surrounding pieces here, well, that's a 4x4, where you have the center pieces here, center, 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 and then you have your edges. So it's solved independently. Now this is among the easier ones to solve because it's easy to visualize, the fact that this becomes a 4x4. So if we were to scramble it, then it's simply easy to visualize that this is a 2x2 inside of a 4x4, and there's absolutely no change or no difference in how we're going to solve this. So to solve this, we'd start off with a scrambled 2x2, and then we'd also start off with a scrambled 4x4. Okay, so basically to solve the inner 2x2 is solving exactly like this. So to solve this one, it's easy to see the puzzle within a puzzle. So I'm going to look for, let's say we'll do the green. This is green, yellow, and red. Find the other green, and that's going to be right over here. And just continue to move all the rest in place. So I'm moving the centers. I'm ignoring everything else. By moving the centers, I'm solving the inner 2x2. So no worries. You've got this over here. Same thing here. I want to move all the blue ones to the top. So again, just moving from the center, ignoring everything else, and just doing my 2x2 solve. And again, you can probably do it much faster than me. I've got my 2 in over here. So these 2 need to be flip-flopped. By these 2, I mean this whole piece here and this whole piece over here. 2R, U, 2R, UI, 2R. Turn the puzzle 90 degrees. 2R, UI, 2R, U, 2R. And we turn this back. Okay, so the inner 2x2 has been quite easily conquered. To solve the 4x4, again, I'm assuming knowledge of how to do a 4x4. It's a matter of placing these centers the same way you'd place centers here. Now, this isn't a full tutorial on this because there's no tricks to this. So it's easy to see that if I were to place centers, I simply line it up. Whoop, that was just practice. Line it up, take this here, move this into here. Now notice something. I can move any orange center. I don't have to use this one, right? I could just as easily use this one. Move this in, and that's fine. Find the other orange. Just going to line this up here, these two, and move this in over here. So these have complete equivalency, translational and rotational equivalencies. You can substitute one for the other, and you can rotate it. And now for the last two centers, I do what I call the sliding U technique. So I know that blue is supposed to be here. We'll just move blue in here. To move the last one, I set this up to where it's supposed to be here. Move it down on the right side. Slide the U to the left, down on the left side. Slide the U back to the right, up on the right side, slide it back to the left, up on the left side, and it's in. So we have center reduction. The thing about this puzzle is it's exactly the same. And although we may be moving temporarily the 2x2 portions out, just to put it back in again, the technique is pretty much the same. So if I started with the orange side last time, all I have to do is take this. Now notice with this puzzle, I could have put the orange center anywhere. Here, I don't. I could solve the 4x4 completely independent of these and have these inner centers of different colors, but then it wouldn't look solved. So find it over here. All I do is I move it into place, double turn it, and then move it back. So again, I don't anticipate that this was a problem for anyone, nor can I offer any alternative solutions, as a solution is simple enough. But I will point something out here while I'm doing it. When I move this in, any one of these oranges can be at any one side. So there's no specificity. This orange can be here, it can be here, it can be here. So it doesn't really matter. And move it in. So we've got all of this in over here. So same thing, I can do the sliding U technique. Move it in from the left. Slide the U with that piece to the right, move it down on the right, slide the U back to the left, up on the left, slide the U back to the right, up on the right. So you can see there's absolutely no different in the content of my solve. It's exactly the same. So all the centers are in. Edge reduction is exactly the same, not to go through it in too much detail, but basically green and white over here. And this is just to, we'll do one just to demonstrate it. This comes down to here, and we knock this out, turn it down, turn, 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 and up. So this is in, and you just do that with the entire rest of the puzzle. Now after edge reduction, it's pretty simple. Now understand, I still have complete rotational equivalencies here, so it doesn't matter how I turn this. The center can be in any direction as long as it's reduced, and this is just a matter of putting it in. Solve just like any 3x3, save for a couple of parity issues. It's the same thing. If I wanted to reduce some of these corners, just reduce this green one here just to show what I'm doing. Move this in, and all I have to do the same way. This is already reduced, bring it up, move this down here, turn it out of the way, bring this in, move it in, and turn it up. So nothing got changed, only this, and then you just go ahead and continue with the rest of the reduction. Okay, so these are all reduced, and the solve is also very similar with that. So at this point, we just solved them both exactly like a 4x4. Okay, so I took it up to this level where they both have this parity situation, something that you don't get with a 3x3, but you do get with a 4x4. To fix the parity, of course, on a 4x4, all you do is you hold it to where one is on the left, one is on the right, splitting it in the middle, do the algorithm 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, then the outer 2U, and 2F, 2R, 2U, and you're done. The only complication with this, which makes the real 4x4 a little more difficult than just a 2x2 and a 4x4, is the fact that if I try that parity algorithm, I'm now dipping into my 2x2. And to those that have struggled with this, know that there is a situation when you get this, if you try the same algorithm, 2U, 2R, 2F, 2U, 2U, 2F, 2R, 2U, you do indeed solve the 4x4 portion of it, but you messed up the 2x2, strangely enough. I'll just get it back real quick. So the only difference now is I can't treat it as a pure 4x4 puzzle just because that algorithm is going to mess with this. So then, how do we do it? Well, the way to get out of this is we have to utilize an algorithm that I use for something called a supercube. Now a supercube is just like a cube, a normal puzzle here, but the center has a specific orientation, and one of the things that I stressed is none of these centers have a specific orientation. You're going to find that though with this kind of a puzzle. This is a supercube where I cannot interchange these centers, right? So these centers are pretty much locked in. If I flip these two, then the puzzle won't be solved. So because of that, what I have to do is I have to actually look at it as though, even though it's not a supercube, these have specificity a little bit like a supercube. So I have to use the same algorithm. And what this algorithm does is it flips these without doing anything to the center. Won't do anything to these centers here, but we don't care. Doesn't do anything anyway. It's more complicated, but it's a variation of what I call the URF'd algorithm, because that's what it feels like, URF'd. Anyway, so the way this works is with the middle over here, you do a UI, then with the outside are FI, and then URIF. Then we do a middle bridge, so to speak, in which case we do a U and a D with the middle, then finish it up with a FIRUI, FRI, and then move this middle one again here with a DI. So you'll do it. So that's how to get out of it. Well, speaking of supercubes, so that's your real 4x4. So if you get this, you've already started your real collection. All you need to do is get Greg Hoff's real 5x5 and you've got yourself a budding collection.